existing or present folder. Okay, so right now we will demonstrate how we can get the prediction for the given data sets. Clear? So quickly give your response. Have you installed your RETL in your machine quickly? So in this session, we will see the demonstration part of your IRIS dataset and your weather prediction dataset. Okay. So quickly give your response. Have you installed your RETL software in your machine or not? Quickly. Quickly give your response. I am revising all the sessions from the starting. Okay. So you have to click on this Anaconda Navigator software. You will find this Anaconda Navigator right here. If you click on this particular Anaconda Navigator, this new window will appear. You have to select the RStudio environment which we have created in the last session. This RStudio file or this RStudio environment contain your RStudio installation part. You have to click on this launch option. When you click on this particular launch option, new window will appear like this. In this particular RStudio, you have to install the R and the RETL. Okay, so for that we have to use the this additional installation for the packages. Okay, so I have shared this package list with you in your chat in the last session. You can use that package list and install your RETL in your machine. Okay, so these are the line of code which we can use to install RETL in your machine. Okay, so you can modify this file. So there is some error that this particular spacing is not proper. So that's why some students are getting error. So Pankaj is getting error because this particular line of code is not properly written. So that's the reason. So you have to use the line of code in particular format so that you will not get any error. So first step is to select this particular line. Okay, and you have to run this particular file from this option, run option. Okay, then you have to select the second line. This is the line number 6. Then you have to click on the run option. Then you have to install these packages again. You have to press the run option from here. After that, you have to execute the library which contain your RETL, and you will call that RETL function. Okay, after calling this particular RETL function, you will find a RETL window like this. Okay, so in this RETL window, we have seen we can use the data. This is your data. That data is present in your library. Okay, or it is also present in your main folder also. Okay, or in the existing folder also. So sometime this RETL file is not responding because I have installed this RETL file so many times. So it is not responding for some times. Okay, so you have to execute this RETL file function and it will again appear like this. Okay, so I will explain each and every part of this RETL window. So in this particular RETL window, as we can see, our data miner window for RETL. Okay, so this is a script file in which we can use the existing data set, or we can use our own data sets from the file system also. So from here, this is a file. You can drag the particular file from the folder. So you will not find the download folder which we have downloaded in the particular folder. So right from the C drive, you can click on the users, and in users you will find your computer name. So my computer name is Intel. So in this particular Intel folder, this download folder is present. So you can access the existing CSV file which is used for the data operation. So this is a weather asu.csv file which we have downloaded in the last session. We can open it directly from here. Okay. After opening this file, you have to click on the execute option. So after executing, you will find this file contains different variables. So what are those variables? These variables are date, location, minimum temperature, maximum temperature, rainfall, evaporation, sunshine, and there are so many. So these parameters are considered as input type of the parameters, and rainfall is considered as a target output. Okay, so this is our output. We have to calculate, we have to predict the rain tomorrow. Okay, so there will be some rain or not. Okay, so we have to predict it. So with the help of these input variables, we can find out there will be some rain or not. Okay, tomorrow. So quickly give your response till this point. Have you reached? Quickly give your response in chat. Till this point, have you reached? Quickly, all of you. Okay, all of you, only 2 students replied till this point. All of you, 25 students are present in this session. Only 2 students replied that they have reached up till this point. Remaining, quickly reply. Quickly reply. Okay, so okay, so these are the input parameters we have to classify or we have to predict also. So you can use different type of file systems right from here. Okay, so right now we are using this weather prediction file. So from here you can see explore option, test option, transform, cluster, associate, and model option. So first of all, you have to use this particular model option. Okay, and you have to select the algorithm. So which algorithm you can use to predict the output. Okay, so let's suppose that we are using some linear type of algorithm. So what is linear? Linear means it is using some linear regression. Okay, so this linear regression model will provide us some output. Okay, and it will show us the output in the form of tomorrow there will be some rain or no rain. Okay, so this is a linear response right here. If you execute this particular data set from the linear model, it will execute all the values. So sometime in my machine I don't know why it is happening, but it is not responding. So you can perform this operation from the model. You can select the different model: SBM, boost, forest, tree, and linear. It will show you the output. There should be some rain tomorrow or no rain tomorrow. Okay, data sets. So when you call these functions, you will see the new window will appear. It look like this. You can import different data sets from the file which we have seen from this option. If you click on this option, you can drag the component from your drive. Okay, so we are going to extract, or we are going to take the input from your download folder. So right now there is no download folder. We have to click on the C drive, then we have to click on the users, and in the Intel I have a PC name is as Intel. So in this particular folder we have a download folder. So in the download folder we are going to use this weather asu.csv file. So if you click on this open option, it will not open right now. If you click on the execute option, then this will show you the complete file. So this file has different input variables and it has some target variable also. So our main motive is to predict tomorrow there will be rain or no rain. So how you can predict this? We have to click on the models. Okay, for models we have to select the algorithm. So which algorithm you want to use. Okay, so if you select all these algorithm to be used for the execution, if you are using neural network, so this neural network will work linear, SVM, all these are predefined. Okay, so if I am using all of this and I am using execute option, it will execute, but make sure that your machine is in a proper configuration, otherwise this will not work, it will hang after some time. Okay, so there is a large processing to be needed for the execution of this code. So I have installed this RETL so many times because of the uh, class, because of the demonstration. So that's why it is showing that not responding. Okay, but Pankaj and all others can see the output in your own machine. Okay, so you can select any of the model from here. Let's suppose that I am using this tree and I am using the execute option. So it will execute with the help of this tree algorithm. Right now it is giving me output. Okay, so as you can see, this summary of a decision tree model classifying using this option. Okay, so it will give you the options for the tree. So it will define the humidity level. Okay, and it will define your number of these roots. Okay, so in this manner you will find the output and it will give you the output for how much time it will take to execute this particular line of code. Okay, and it will classify the tree that this particular data set give you the prediction tomorrow there will be rain or no rain. Okay, so some dates to be defined right here and it will show the output. So right here this variable actually used in a tree constructions and it will show the dates right here and humidity or sunshine. Okay, so these are the some predicted values. So you can split these values and you can draw the graph also. So from explore you can see that you can draw the skewness, cortices, basics and summary also. So when you click on the summary, it will show you the summary point of your data sets. Okay, so in the summary you will find uh, the distributions also. Let's suppose that I am using this uh, rainfall and I am using the histogram option. Okay, and then I am using the execute option. So after the execution in your RStudio, you will see the output. Okay, in the distribution section you will see the output. So if you want to find the other parameters graph also, so you can select all these options and you can execute this. So when you execute this, all the histograms related to these variables to be plotted in your R language. Okay, so here is your RStudio. Okay, so as you can see right here in the plot option, so this zoom will show you the output right here. Okay, so this is the distribution of minimum temperature. You can see how your minimum temperature is going to be represented. So rain tomorrow, so this is the no option. This is the yes option. So distribution for maximum temperature is shown like this. So this is the category for rain tomorrow. No is represented by this color, and yellow, this particular color represent the yes. Okay, so you can see all these graphs are to be represented with the help of this particular zoom area. Okay, and with the help of this you can create a cumulated graph also. So if you don't want histogram, you can use the cumulative option and you can execute it. Okay, so when you execute it in the R platform, you will see the output. Okay, so when you click on the zoom option, it will show you the output right here. It will take some time. So yes, this is the next plot. So in this manner, distribution of rainfall, rainfall sample by rain tomorrow. So it will show you the output. This January, this 6th January output is right here. Okay, so it is showing that yes has maximum percentage for the rainfall for the 6th January. Okay, whereas it show less no for the rainfall. Okay, so this is the output for the weather or rainfall prediction. Okay, quickly give your response. Have you understood the basic uh, distribution of this particular weather monitoring data set or rainfall distribution? Quickly give your response. Sir, how to summarize in graph? So you can summarize from the graph using this rattle option. So mostly this histogram can be used for the summarization. Okay, so histogram is more easy part. So as you can see, this will show you tomorrow's output. Okay, so tomorrow there is a minimum temperature should be minus 8.50. Okay, and maximum temperature is 4 point something. Okay, and medium is 12 and mean is 12.19. So it is showing for the tomorrow's output. So from these output we have to draw the histograms. Okay, so you can draw histograms for the summarization. So this is the summarization part. So Pankaj, are you able to see this? What is the minimum, median, mean, and maximum values for all these parameters? So this is the summarization. You can plot this summarization in your particular plot area. So you can use the pair also, before also, cumulative also, but histogram is the basic. Histogram is the basic. Okay, so you will understand very easily from this histogram. Okay, clear? Any doubt till now? Quickly give your response in chat. If you have any doubt related to this prediction, you can ask your question right now in chat. Quickly give your response in chat. Quickly give your response in chat. Clear, sir. How to study box plots? So box plots are showing the minimum and maximum level reference. Okay, so we can represent that box plot in the center, mean position. In the mean position, we have to represent that box. Okay, so as you can see, this mean is represented by 14 point something. So in the wind speed, 14 point something is the point where your box is going to be represented. Okay, so mean value will be represented with that box. Okay, clear? So quickly give a response till this point. If you have any doubt, you may ask your question right now. Quickly give your response in chat if you have any doubt related to this. Clear? Okay, so this is the weather prediction. So tomorrow there will be rain or no rain. You can predict it. Okay, and show your output in your this RStudio. Okay, so this is the output for the RStudio. So these are the graphs. Okay, so this is the distribution of minimum temperature by rain tomorrow. So maximum, it show there is the rain tomorrow. Yes, yes is the maximum choices right here. Okay, and no is the minimum. So temperature is also distributed. Okay, so this is the minimum temperature variation right here. So how you can define the temperature range? So this is the 0 degree, and maximum temperature is to be 25 something. Okay, so this is the maximum temperature for the tomorrow. So minimum is 0 to something at this position. You can see from the graph, and you will find the distribution of maximum temperature by rain tomorrow. So maximum temperature in between 10 to 30. Okay, so this is the maximum range. Then distribution of rainfall. So there is a one response from here, and there is a no response for the yes. Then distribution of evaporation is present right here. So this is the small evaporation. Okay, then distribution of sunshine. So as you can see, this is the distribution. So in this manner, you can represent the data sets into graphs, and you can explain those graphs. Okay, relatively clear. If you have any doubt related to this weather prediction, you can ask your question. Now come to the next point. So in the next point, we are going to use the existing library. So in the existing library, we are using the iris dataset. So where is iris dataset? Iris dataset, it is available in this library option. Okay, so you have to open this iris dataset. Okay, so this is your iris dataset. When you open this iris dataset, you have to click on the execute. So if you press yes, it will show you the output of your iris dataset. Now you have to use the model. So which model you are going to use for the prediction? So I am going to use a linear model. Okay, so or you can use the tree model also. So I am let's suppose that I am using this tree model because it is executing easily. So when I execute this tree model, it will execute very easily. If you use this linear model, it will take some time. Okay, it will take some time to execute. So because of the calculation part, so this will take some time for the execution of your all the variable. Okay, so quickly give your response. Are you able to see the output in your own window? So quickly give your response. Sir, plotting graph will take time in our machine. Yes, that will take some time, because if you want to plot these these plots, they will consume much more bandwidth for your machine. Okay, so that's the reason. That's the reason they will take some time to execute. Okay, so right now it is building a linear model, and it is also taking much more time. Okay, so this linear model will take much more time for the execution, whereas the other model like tree and SVM, they will not use much more time to evaluate. Okay, sir, which model is the most faster model? So it depends upon the execution. If your machine is executing in my particular machine, this tree algorithm is performing very fast. It is giving decision in yes and no. Okay, because in tree like structure, when you see the tree like structure, there is a simple comparison in between if and else condition. So in if your condition is true, you have to show the output. Same is performing in case of this tree type of algorithm. So in tree type algorithm, a tree like structure is going to be formed. If your condition is true, you have to show the some output. If your condition is not true, you have to show the another output. Okay, so in this manner, this particular tree algorithm will work. whereas this forest is also one of the example or one of the algorithm which we can use for the classification. Then SVM, as when we can call it as a sport vector machine. Okay, so this sport vector machine is another algorithm. We are not going to see the particular working of this algorithm, because they will take more than 1 hour to demonstrate how this particular SVM is going to work. And there is another algorithm which is called as a linear algorithm. Okay, so this linear algorithm use your regression model. Okay, so in linear we will get summary of data in line form, so not a line form. So as a linear you cannot compare that linear in your electronics way. Okay, so linear in electronics is somewhat different mean. Okay, so right here linear is the name. Okay, so scatter plot means that all the data points are scattered. Okay, and you have to define some colors to that data points, and they have to cluster in between uh, with the same colors. Okay, let's suppose that one data point has a blue color and one data point has a yellow color. So all the data points related to blue colors should be represented in one portion, and yellow color data pixels should be represented into another portion. Okay, so you have to form some clusters. So scatter plots are nothing but a representation of different data points into a scatter way. Okay, we have to segregate with the help of some color combinations. Okay, so this is called a scatter plot. Clear? Quickly give your response. Okay, so this particular iris dataset is executed in your machine or not? Quickly give your response. As I am using this tree-like structure, so this tree-like structure is executing very fast. Okay, so if you want to explore the data set, you can see the summary, you can see the distribution, you can see the correlation, you can see the principal component. Okay, so when you click on the principal component, so principal component means which component is performing maximum to the decision making. So that will be represented right here. Okay, correlation means what is the relation between the one pixel to the another pixel. Okay, right here this sepal width, petal width, and petal length and sepal length, all these four are the input parameters. So what is the relation between each other? They have to represent it right here. Okay, so we can explore the missing, and we can also explore the hierarchical methods. Okay, and we can see the distribution. So using the histogram we can see all the distributions of these sepal length, sepal width, and the petal length and petal width. Okay, so as you can see, this is your graph in your RStudio. You will see the distribution of this sepal length by species is represented right here. So there are the three species. This is Setosa, versicolor, and virginica. These are the three species for your flower. So which flower having which type of sepal length, they are represented right here. So this sepal length is varying from 0 to 1.5 in density, and it is moving from 0 to 6. And there is another green color, versicolor. This sepal length is represented from this particular value to this particular value. Okay, then virginica will represent the values from this particular point to this point. Okay, so in this manner we have to we have to demonstrate all the graphs for sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. Okay, and we have to classify which type of species is this. Okay, so for that here is your species. Okay, you can plot the bar graph. Okay, you can also plot the dot, you can also plot these labels also. Okay, so when you press the execute button, okay, it will show you the output for the distribution. Okay, so this is the distribution right now. Quickly give your response. Are you able to see all these output in your machine or not? Quickly. Are you able to see all these output in your machine or not? Quickly give your response in chat. So this is the correlation in between the different sepal length, petal width. Okay. So this is the correlation. All of you, are you able to see the output of this particular algorithm in your machine? Quickly give your response in chat. Are you able to see? Quickly give your response in chat. We have completed these experiments. Okay, so we have completed experiment number 8 and experiment number 9. So experiment number 8 is the classification of this iris dataset. We have to classify the classes of the species. Okay, and in experiment number 10, this particular 9 experiment, we have predicted tomorrow there will be some rain or no rain. So I have told you that in the data set you have to use this particular iris, then column, data sets, then column, then Eager, then Anderson's iris dataset. So this is the dataset's name. Okay, so you have to use this dataset. Clear? Pankaj, are you able to see this? This is the name of dataset. Okay, you have to use it. If you have any doubt, you may ask your question right now. Quickly give your response. If you have any doubt, you may ask your question right now. Sir, what graph can be used to show the worksheet for the experiment number 8 and 9? So as I have told you, first of all, you have to take the snapshot of this window, that which data set you have chosen. So right here, we are using iris dataset. Then this particular snipping tool you have to use. So in a window 10, this snipping tool is available with you. Okay, so this is the snipping tool. Okay, so you have to click on the new option. Okay, then you have to select your R window and you have to take a snapshot till this point. Okay.